Hello everyone, welcome back to another Koi City STL video. My name is CJ and today I'm going to give a brief overview of our indoor planted pond. So right off the bat you're able to see that this planted pond is very large and it's the exact same stock tank that we use to house our rice fish. And the main thing that separates this pond from all the other stock tank setups, ponds, aquariums that we have in our fish room is that this one is very heavily planted. We have at least 3, I believe, water lilies in here, and tons of floating plants on top, as well as some hornwort and nacris plants scattered throughout. And there's even some creeping jenny and water hyacinth and water lettuce as well. There's also several pothos plants that are rooted in the water column in this pond, and they're doing really well. As you can see, they're growing out to great lengths, and one of them is even reaching over into the other tank right next to it. I'm reviewing the clips that are eventually going to be in this video as I do this voiceover, and as I continue to look at them, it just really amazes me because this pond really is its own ecosystem. It has its own little mosquito fish cruising around the surface of the pond, and there's the occasional platy that shows up too. There's tons of snails in here too that are always chewing on plants or eating decaying matter on the bottom of the pond, and it's its own self-contained really ecosystem, and I can't really take too much credit for that because we've kind of been relatively hands-off with this pond, so it's kind of done it all by itself. But it's just really amazing to review this footage and see just how far it's come, because we've had this set up for about 2 years and it didn't always used to look like this, and no tank really starts off like this. But just reviewing these clips, it's very impressive to me that how far this tank has come and how natural it's able to be after all this time. I wanted to also briefly mention some of the specifications unique to this pond, although there aren't too many of them. The pond is pretty bare bones. We're running 2 sponge filters. We have a light that we got on Amazon that's just a cheap grow light for regular plants, although it works well with the water lilies and the floating plants and really everything else in the pond too. And finally, we're not running a heater on this pond at all. We just keep it room temperature, and the fish can definitely tolerate those temperatures, so it's not an issue. And if we ever choose a species that does require warmer water, we could easily throw a heater in the pond and it should be just fine. I should also mention too, it's really fun to feed this pond. There's so many mosquito fish and a few platies that just vigorously eat the food, and it's fun to watch them swim around the dense foliage and try to navigate everything while eating the food. And it's just an overall very enjoyable pond because it never really changes with the seasons. It just remains constant, and it's just such a nice addition to the fish room. So that's another reason why it's my favorite and why I decided to make this video to highlight it. So that's going to wrap up this video. I've been really enjoying making these videos for Koi City, and there are a lot more to come very shortly, so keep an eye out for that. As always, I'll have the links to all of our social media in the description box, and if you happen to live in St. Louis, Missouri, please check out our Facebook to see what we're up to and see what products we have for sale. My name is CJ with Koi City STL, and thank you very much for watching.